Good morning to everyone. I hope you all are doing good. I am Pritispada Mohanty, TGT Science, and today I am going to teach the topic that is circulatory system in humans. Before starting this topic, let me tell you one thing. In respiration, we all have studied that the oxygen gets into our body, it reaches each and every cell where the real oxidation of food takes place, and in the event, carbon dioxide is liberated, which eventually reaches our lungs and is again removed through our nostrils. So this movement of oxygen and carbon dioxide in whole of our body, how is it done? It is done by the blood. So blood is not only a connective tissue, it is also a transport medium for the transport of various nutrients and gases throughout our body. This blood is reaching each and every part of our body. There has to be a pumping organ for this. But how the blood is being pumped to entire part of our body? There has to be a pumping organ for this. This pumping organ is none but the heart. So this heart is present in between our lungs, but is slightly tilted towards the left hand side. Our heart is basically divided into 4 chambers, that is the right auricle, the right ventricle, the left auricle and the left ventricle. Now in our body there runs basically 2 main blood vessels, that is the artery and the vein. The function of the artery is it carries the oxygenated blood from the heart to the other parts of the body. Now on the other hand, the vein carries the deoxygenated blood from the different parts of the body towards the heart. Now there are numerous veins running in our body. These veins are all carrying the deoxygenated blood from the different parts of the body. Now these veins join together to make a main vein that is known as the vena cava. Now there are 2 vena cavas which are opening in the heart, and they are carrying the deoxygenated blood. One is the superior vena cava, the other one is the inferior vena cava. The superior vena cava is bringing the deoxygenated blood from the superior part of our body, that is from the upper part. The inferior vena cava on the other hand is bringing the deoxygenated blood from the inferior part of our body, that is from the downwards. Now both these vena cavas are carrying and pouring the deoxygenated blood from the entire part of our entire body into the heart. They are opening in the right auricle. From this right auricle, the deoxygenated blood now moves to the right ventricle by passing through a tricuspid valve. Now when the deoxygenated blood is present in the right ventricle, from here it moves to the lungs for oxygenation. It is moved through a tube known as the pulmonary artery. So pulmonary artery is a tube which connects the right ventricle to the lungs, and it carries the deoxygenated blood. Now the deoxygenated blood enters the lungs for the oxygenation. The carbon dioxide from the blood is removed and the oxygen is poured into the blood. Now the blood is oxygenated. Now the good blood or the oxygenated blood has to be again carried from the lungs to the heart. This occurs, or this is done by the pulmonary vein. The pulmonary vein carries the oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart, and it pours the oxygenated blood in the left auricle. Now from the left auricle, the good blood or the oxygenated blood moves to the left ventricle by passing through the mitral valve or the bicuspid valve. Now when the blood is good blood or the oxygenated blood that is present in the left ventricle, that blood is required by all the part of our body. So this oxygenated blood is again passed to the entire part of the body by a tube known as aorta. So aorta is a tube which carries the good blood or the oxygenated blood from the left ventricle, that is to the entire body. This aorta is nothing but it is a bunch of arteries. It is formed by a bunch of arteries. When the aorta passes from the heart, it is again branched into different numerous arteries and it is carried to the body. Now, we all have learned that the veins that are carrying the deoxygenated blood from the different parts of our body, they join up to form the main vein, that is the vena cava, which is bringing the deoxygenated blood to the heart. Now, from the heart, the deoxygenated blood is moved to the lungs for oxygenation, and after oxygenation from the lungs, it is again moved to the heart, and then from the heart it is moved to the aorta, which is branched in numerous small tubes known as arteries, and from the arteries it reaches to all the parts of the body. So this way you can see that the blood is moving through the heart twice. There are 2 cycles forming in the heart through which blood is flowing. That is, the blood is flowing twice in the heart. So this cycle, this double cycle in which the blood is moving in the heart twice, this is known as double circulation in humans.